They didn't really understand when I was a kid. Had a Beckett, looking at my cards on my bedroom floor. I was mostly alone. Didn't have a daddy around to play catch with me. They didn't understand then, and I know they don't really understand now. How do you put into words something you've loved for most of your life that you've always kind of felt alone in? Man, life is crazy. This world is crazy. I need a place to go when it seems like everything around us is falling apart. You see, it's bigger than the numbers. It's bigger than the record sales. It's so much bigger than we know. This hobby is not the reason we live. It's a hobby. It's fun. It's an investment. It's relationships. It's the memories. It's not the reason we live. But it brings us back, and it moves us forward. It reminds us of how things used to be. Man, we miss the past. We miss the players. We miss riding our bikes to go grab a pack of cards. This is why we collect. This is why you can put this hobby down and it will rise again. This is why you can shut down card shows and it will rise again. It's been around a long time and it's not going anywhere. I don't know about you, but I see the crowds. I see the shows. I see the content. I see the sales. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to understand. Because I know some people, and they know some people, and they understand.
What do sports cards mean to me?
I think that sports cards are all about the nostalgia for me. My dad and I used to open a lot of late 90s basketball products, and we had a lot of fun doing it, so it was just a great way for us to bond when I was a kid.
I love sports cards because whether you have a budget of $1 a week or $1 million a week, it's the greatest hobby in the world.
Sports cards for me represent all the good things from my childhood when all I had to worry about was riding bikes and trading cards with my buddies.
I have met so many people that I will have lifelong lasting relationships because of sports cards.
Why do I collect? I would say nostalgia. It brings me back to a good time in my life.
Sports cards are one of the only things in life that I enjoy without caring about anyone else's opinion. I know what I like, and I buy what I love, and that's all that matters.
Why I love cardboards? Because it saved my life.
Sports cards are my childhood. They keep me forever young. Yeah.
To me, sports cards are about the journey, the chase, the great artwork, and the stories behind them through the people that we meet.
It is a wonderful break from the stressful day-to-day life, and there's nothing better than bickering with other people about the hobby.
Sports cards has really let me reconnect with my childhood, getting back to the simple things in life. I've met a lot of great people, made some wonderful new friends. I love the thrill of a big buy and the exhale of a great sale.
What I love most about sports cards is the community, the people, the conversations that we have, and just that overall feeling that you get when you finally obtain that sports card that you've been chasing for the longest. There's nothing like that.
I think about the first single I ever bought, this exact card, and top loader, now yellowed and cracked over the years, but it brings me back, man, to, the celebrating, the stories of my dad, with my buddies around this card and their cards. Now with my son, we collect differently, but really it's ultimately about the community and those conversations and sharing our stories about the cards that we love.
I love sports cards because of the memories I get to make with my kids while we're opening packs, hitting on that big card, just seeing the excitement and happiness on their faces is what it's all about for me, and just making memories, making friendships.
Collecting sports cards brings me closer to the players and the sports that I love. They're physically and they tangibly symbolize some of my favorite childhood memories collecting sports cards with my friends. Now it's something I can use as a timeline to track my favorite sports memories to date. Mostly though, it's this great hobby community. It keeps me coming back day after day.
I love sports cards because they allow me to enjoy sports while also being able to meet great people all around the country at card shows like the National and other local smaller shows, and also be able to like trade with people and have a great time.
What I love most about the hobby is how it seemingly brings people together from all different walks of life. I also love the fact that I can share something that was a huge part of my childhood with my kids.
Cards they're an excuse, they're bait, they're a tool really that we use to make moments and memories. Man, they're a privilege. They're something that we just like to take advantage of in the most positive ways.
Sports cards bring me back to my childhood, ripping packs with my cousin, 96, 97 Topps Finest, looking for that Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Antoine Walker, Kerry Kittle, Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen. That's what we wanted. Now, it's about the people, the hobby, about just meeting tremendous people in this hobby.
Sports cards to me is all about bringing you back to an exact moment in time. Whether it's a 100-year-old card that represents a true piece of history, or a card that you pulled out of a pack as a kid, and it brings you back to that moment. Now you can share that moment with your kids and future generations. That's why the hobby is so special.
I love sports cards because it allows me to connect with the past, the present, and the future. I love nostalgia. I like right now, and I like the potential. Sports cards offer all of that to us.
I love collecting sports cards because I believe it adds an extra element to being a sports fan. I find it incredibly fun to be able to build out a collection of players I genuinely love, to be able to watch them throughout their career, and to be able to find specific cards that I really like in a community with people with the same shared interests. The hobby is a special place, and I'm going to be in it my entire life.
I love sports cards. It's what I'm thinking about when I get up in the morning. It's what I'm texting about when I go to bed at night. It's how I feed my family. A lot of my really close friends I've met in this industry. So sports cards means the world to me.
I love collecting. I've been a collector for 5-7 years now. It's fun, brings me back to my childhood, and it's an awesome investment.
I've been collecting for over 30 years. Collecting for me has always been an escape and a retreat. I just love getting lost in the history and the nostalgia of the game.
It helps you set goals. It helps you, be disciplined. But also, it's cultivated a bunch of relationships that I probably would never have made had I not been in the hobby. And it just kind of brings out that old kid in me.
I enjoy sports cards because they provide me an escape from the outside world. It also brings me back to my childhood, and it's something I can enjoy with my kids.
I love cards because it allows me to reconnect with my childhood and collect the teams and the players that I love. Kobe!
Why do I collect sports cards? The nostalgia, the personal connections, and of course hunting, finding, and enjoying those grails. It just makes you smile.
History, nostalgia, emotional connection, memories, exclusivity.
Sports cards mean a lot to me because they transport me back to when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. They just make me feel like a kid again.
Sports cards have been the longest enduring constant of my life that I use to trace back and remember my life. They're the breadcrumbs of my life. They're the commonality that I share with so many like-minded people, and by virtue of them, have made friendships and relationships that I'm just so thankful for. My life is so enriched by that.
To me, cards is about consistently seeing art that I never see before. Every time I think I've seen it all, I see something brand new, and it blows me away every single time.
Sports cards to me are an opportunity to preserve history in my life and to seize time of moments that will never be relived, but can be relived through the cards that I own.
Sports cards are my safe haven. This thing keep me sane.
Sports cards brings me joy. Takes me back to my childhood when there was a lot more simpler time. And the only thing I worried about was what was 10 times 10. Yeah, I miss those days.
What the hobby means to me is being able to relive childhood hobby just at another level.
What do sports cards mean to me? I'm in it for the chicks, man. Hey, you like Wade Boggs? Who? See?
What do sports cards mean to me? They always bring joy in my life. They help me bring joy to other people's lives, and they really do cultivate emotions that no one can really expect unless you've been collecting your whole life.
We love sports cards because we've met so many cool people through the community.
The greatest sports fans, and of course because they're shiny, dope, and cool.
Cards are great because we come together and discuss buying, selling, trading, and we can all agree on one common goal, and that's the love and the camaraderie and the brotherhood of the hobby.
Simply put, sports cards are the best time that you're going to spend in your life. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, collecting, dealing, or investing, sports cards are and always will be just about the most fun you could have doing just about anything in your life.
Like I said in the beginning, it's hard to put into words what this sports card hobby means to me, but I'm glad I had some friends to help me. This hobby's not going anywhere. We're just now getting started.